Hello, everybody, and welcome again on Sunday. And today with me, I have Miss Ashreeta, and we have been talking about her since last entire week. So let's see what how it goes, and we'll be starting to talk to her regarding what she has been doing so far, what is her journey so far, the transformation, the transition having in life. So the next speaker will be Miss Ashreeta. Yeah. So please tell us more about your journey and how it has been so far. All of us want to know about you.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, thank you for inviting me for this wonderful podcast. This is my very first time I'm doing any professional podcast, and I have been working with Dr. Aarti for several few months, and we set a good bond. And is- she inviting me for this podcast itself is a very uh, something very unique and wonderful, I would say. Okay, now to talk about myself. My name is Ashreeta Mohanty. I'm from Bhubaneswar, Odisha, India, and currently I'm staying in Gujarat. And I did my BTech, bachelor degree in electronics and telecommunication engineering. Then I explored various jobs, like from gaming industry to customer support to quality assurance. Now I'm doing academic event management, and during my school days, uh, I was interested in writing from the initial days only, and my mentor, I would say, I would call him my mentor. He was the principal of my school. He always used to he only found out that I have that like interest toward literature much. So he encouraged me to move, and the first time I wrote was for my school magazine. So since then, it's continuing. Uh, I have faced many ups and downs in between because I got married in 2020, and I changed the job quite a lot. So I couldn't continue this process. But since marriage, my husband has been very supporting, and because of him only, I was able to continue to pursue and follow my passion and pursue my dream.
That is true. That is very important. Family support is very important for any kind of career. And that is true. So it
Yes.
was good to have you. Even I'm delighted and happy to have you on the podcast because I know you personally. You're a wonderful person individually. So I wanted to know more about you and even others to know more about you. That's the basic idea. Okay, so let's start with your journey. So initially, I know something about you, but let's just hear it from you for the audience. So your journey from the corporate world to ultimately becoming an author. So that is a very strange shift. I've never seen anybody into engineering and then coming into being a writer. That's very important and interesting. So what was that decision that made you shift your mind and ultimately, that the challenging part in the transition? What was that?
Ma'am, the main challenge was to be disciplined because it is two two very different worlds altogether. Like corporate engineering and this corporate job and this writing world is very uncertain. Where in corporate, at least we have a structured job. So this is very this was the toughest part for me. But as I said, I always have that love towards literature. But and the transition was smooth. It didn't happen overnight. It was smooth only. After my marriage, my job is mostly in the software field, and my husband work in a core field. Like he's a mechanical engineer. So when I we were having arranged marriage. So when I got married initially, and to understand his job, the timing, the profile of his job, it was very difficult for me. And I was having so leisure time, I would say. Apart from the household work and my job, obviously my job as after marriage, I got a permanent work from home from my organization, and since then I'm working remotely. So after my work and my household chores also, I used to have so much time, and this time I would uh, I would say sometimes I'll feel uh, disappointed, or I don't know how to describe, like some negative feeling, because I used to live alone, and I come from a joint family, and staying alone was not that easy for me. But my husband's job was that demanding. He always used to be at his work, and he is also workaholic, more so like me. So he used to give so much importance to his work, and for him also, also arranged marriage, and we are having almost 7 to 8 years of age gap to understand each other, and the nature of our job was so different. And I was having quite me time, so I thought, instead of getting irritated, how to channelize my energy, and if I'll put all this energy to writing, and I'm at my creative best when I'm angry, ma'am. So if I'm frustrated or irritated at that time, I always feel like write it down, so that and like this one day, one of my developer friend from my organization, he said, as you write, I have some website, can you do guest blogging? Like that it started again. Otherwise, after school days, it was almost paused, because during college, engineering projects and all, you would be knowing it is very hectic, and I was not able to do that. And after I completed my BTech, I immediately got a job in that year itself within a few months, and I was moved to Bangalore. And Bangalore life was quite busy, I would say, and switching job, and staying in a different city and working there alone also, making new friends. So I didn't quite get time for writing. Writing restarted after my marriage. So it was like that.
Okay, so what kind of writing do you do? What kind of thoughts? मुझे मुझे आई एम रियली
Uh,
एंशियस टू नो कि इंजीनियरिंग वालों को कौन से आइडियाज आते हैं.
नो मैम, एक्चुअली मेरी ये आदत है, मैं बहुत अप टू डेट रहना पसंद करती हूँ, लाइक न्यूज एंड ऑल. आई ऑलवेज यूज टू एंड आई हैव अ स्पेशल soft corner towards environmental studies, and any socio political issues or any geopolitics kind of thing. I used to follow news a lot, so whenever I find something relevant or I want to share my opinion, I used to write a short blog. Usually I used to do that, a small short article or something like that. And it is diverse. I don't want to keep it concise actually. I want to explore more and more areas, whichever way I can. And engineering in India, especially, taught us to be that jugadu person who can gather gather ideas and frame it in some creative way. Anyway,
या
so
एक्चुअली काफ़ी काफ़ी सारे
like that.
मीम्स भी आते हैं इंस्टाग्राम पे और बाकी चैनल्स पे अबाउट इंजीनियरिंग, राइट? इट्स वेरी
Yes, yes,
बहुत ही वैसा प्रोफेशन है कि आपको सिर्फ मैकेनिकल या उस तरह की इन्फॉर्मेशन आनी चाहिए, टेक्निकल इन्फॉर्मेशन होनी चाहिए आपके पास.
yeah,
So apart from that, it's very different to
yes.
find a author and a writer, and then you're excelling in that area. So that's very nice to know. Okay. So that's very interesting to know. How did you start your journey and all of that, and even your family background and the stories that led. Maybe that can be inspiring other people on the in the audience in the podcast, and that's what the idea is. So okay, so how do you actually? You are a mother, right? You have a family, right? So
Yet
ultimately, how do
to
you
become a
balance?
mother.
How do you balance your role as a wife? Isn't it more demanding for you to maintain your
Yes,
authorship?
yes, it is.
So how do you manage all of that?
Yes, it is. Ma'am, like they say, prioritization is everything. Like, we have to set our goals very clear actually, and make time for what truly matters. And I always remind myself that balance is not about perfection. It's about making the most of the moment we are staying, like most of each moment. So if I want to give priority to my family now, and like my family demands my time, then I'm always there for my family, and I'll cut off. And I don't know, I think by nature I'm like this. I'm used to switch uh, easily between, like if my family needs me, I'll be entirely theirs, and my if I work demand more attention, I'll be there. So I always prioritize in that way, and I am very clear in my mind, like where I have to, and how I'll be in that situation. So um, that's what that's what
Maybe that,
I do it in that way.
maybe that's one of the
But
skills every female
uh,
has it mostly,
I don't really,
right? Almost every female has that kind of
because
skill to manage.
I don't know. Once you asked me, I thought of this. I never really thought like how I did it. Once you're asking me, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe I'm giving priority to the very moment, like when I need it. Like today, you told me. to do this podcast, so I am entirely onto this, like how I'll do it, how I'll prepare myself, how I'll look, everything. So my focus and the priority and everything is very clear in my mind, and I'm onto it entirely. I always do it in this way.
A very good quality. Everybody is not able to focus, so it's a very good quality in case you're able to focus and prioritize at the right time with the right thing. So yeah, I would really appreciate. I know you personally, so I know how dedicated you are towards your job. So I really appreciate that also personally,
Thank
and that's
you.
one of the reasons you are here. So I really thought that your story should actually go to audience, and people should know more about you. So though they already know you from different Instagram pages and your work and your writings, but still, so you're a very deserving candidate to be on the podcast, I would say. So that is why I was
Thank you.
trying to plan and move everything in the way that it happens nicely. Anyways, I hope you're comfortable with us and you're enjoying the talk because I'm really enjoying the talk with you. Okay,
I am. I am also.
so moving to the next question that I want to ask is, so how did you manage your engineering influence in the writings, and then did you find anything unexpected between the connection of these two different worlds?
Ma'am, engineering actually taught me the problem solving skill. Engineering basically do that very very well, and
Right.
we always find logic. Yeah, this logic, finding logic and problem solving, engineering taught me very well, and we can actually use it in storytelling too, because to connect with the audience, we know our targeted audience. So if our message will be clear, then it will reach them. So this thing really helped me crafting my narratives, and like whether we are organizing research or we are writing something, both require discipline and creativity. So engineering, anyway, uh, many people will not agree with me that engineering uh, teaches discipline to anyone, but it taught me. Fortunately or unfortunately, I was very disciplined during my studies, during my college days. So when we are having multiple like domain of work, like this is also a work. Writing is also a work for me now. So if you are having multiple domain of work, you have to be disciplined no matter what. So this thing which I taught, which I have been taught from my school days to my college days and everything. This self discipline thing, it helped me a lot actually. And engineering personally helped me in problem solving. Like I said, how I get into this writing again, like that mindset shift and everything that comes from my engineering only. Like how I thought of turning that negative feeling into this positive thing of writing. So all this come from engineering.
Yeah, so engineering, apart from the jokes that we were doing so far, engineering is a very tedious task. It's not a very easy field.
Yes,
So
yes,
काफी brain, काफी
yes.
attention, काफी ध्यान, attentiveness चाहिए होती है, focus चाहिए होता है. So
और
we appreciate
मैं
all the
अपनी
engineers.
पढ़ाई के दिन में यस 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 मैम, एंड मैं अपनी पढ़ाई के दिन में आई वाज क्वाइट कॉम्पिटिटिव इन द सेंस, इट्स नॉट लाइक आई हैव टू कम फर्स्ट ऑलवेज, बट it's like I used to evaluate myself with each passing exams or everything. Like as I don't opt for any tuitions and all, I don't believe in that, because I always feel like if I want to study maths now, how a teacher can detect I have to study science at that time. So it's like that for me. Whatever I feel like, I do self
The
study
kind
a
of
lot. I used
constructive
to read a lot.
competition, right? You talk about constructive competition with your own self, right? So,
Yes, so
so
I always feel like I'm only responsible for this whatever marks I secure, and I'll be bettering myself day by day. So while engineering, or I after 10th I did my diploma, and then I pursued BTech. It was 6 years of technical study. So it taught me discipline a lot. I don't know about others, but it taught me discipline at least.
no, we really appreciate all the engineers because it's not a very easy task. Engineering काफी tough field है, and then also it has some eligibility criteria. So not everybody can do engineering. So yeah, it's a very important field. So- okay, so the next question that I was curious to know about you was that as somebody who has made major career shifts So, what advice would you give to other people who are considering to follow their passion and they're trying to pursue some creative career later in their life? So, at what time should we start, and how can you do it with your normal jobs, regular jobs, or how do you start?
Yes, we can. What I would say, ma'am, don't wait for the perfect moment. No moment is perfect. A perfect moment will not come. Start now. If you're feeling like doing it, start now, right now. So passion matter more than timing for me. So trust yourself and take that first step, because it will not. If you will be waiting for a perfect moment, you will keep on waiting. That moment will not come, and will come. As we are human and we are having a self life, we'll be having some of the other issues every day in our life. So we'll not get that particular perfect timing to come when I can write or I can do dancing or whatever teaching. So if you're feeling like doing it, if you're feeling like pursuing it, go ahead and trust yourself. Trust yourself and take that first step. I'll say that.
That's very important to guide people, because sometimes we linger behind in trying to pursue our own passions, and that's where we actually we repent later on that अगर हमने कर लिया होता उस समय तो शायद मेरा passion
Yes,
because some of my students
हो
also
जाता.
they are into dancing, but because of the corporate career या तो डांसिंग रह जाती है या फिर ढंग से नौकरी नहीं हो पाती है, so it's a manage between two different lives. Even I'm trying to manage between two different lives, my official career and then all of this. It's a passion
More
that,
than two, ma'am, I would say.
yeah, so it's very important to do this. And okay, so the next perspective that I want to ask you or want to know more about you is that what was your first story or the project that you had and you felt really passionate about writing, and then can you share some moments when you realize you could actually make a career out of it, out of passion but still a career out of writing.
Ma'am, one of my cousin once she came, she told like I'm the compiler of an anthology. It is called Disabled Society.
Okay.
And I was quite like I was not aware of what anthology is. Until then, used to write only blogs. So I said, okay, I'll give it a try. What it is about? No, you act, either you have to mention, like you can mention about how disabled people are treated in a society, or how disabled our society has become. To him, you can opt any one of them. Like that, she said. And I said, okay. She said, like you, 20 more authors will be there who will be sharing their views, and we'll be compiling and putting all this in a book and we'll publish it. Like it will come physically. So that was like very interesting for me. Okay, my writing will come like childhood when it comes in the magazine or in newspaper will be lighted. So like that, I felt very happy. I said, okay, it's a new thing. I'll do it. And I wrote my first article name was Color Purple. Purple color is dedicated to disabled people. Actually, that color symbolizes disability. So I wrote how disabled people are treated and how were treated previously and how they are getting been treated now, and what changes has been done, and how we are progressing as a society. I wrote about that, and when it get published, that feeling was insane. Like I can't describe in words. So
I
that
can
was my first project, and
imagine that feeling,
that
yeah.
inspired me.
That's very important because it's a very good contribution, and even the topic is very interesting because
Yes,
majorly we don't have much writings on that because people either are writing on the theoretical topics from their education journey or some other contents as a course content. But ऐसे topics पे focus करना is very important. So that's a very good
yes,
task. Rather
and
very challenging also, I guess. काफी challenging है और ये
yes, challenging, ma'am. I used to read a lot during that day, and like I used to collect articles and whatever I can find on internet, I used to search for that. And that topic itself motivated me to join the first anthology, because now after I have been writing for continuously writing for 4 years or so, I don't feel like participating in the anthology anymore. But at that time, the topic inspired me to join that anthology.
वेल दैट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। क्योंकि जनरली राइटर्स के बारे में जब हम पढ़ते हैं हमें लगता है कि ये उनके जीन्स में ही है, बिकॉज़ ऐसा राइटर बनना सडनली आउट ऑफ द ब्लू इज़ नॉट
हाँ
वेरी ईज़ी। तो बचपन से राइटर होंगे या तो उनको जैसे एनीबॉडी हू इज़ इनटू लिरिक्स और
हाँ,
राइटिंग समथिंग।
बट इट
बट
वाज नॉट दैट लाइक मी फॉर दैट, इट वाज नॉट लाइक दैट फॉर मी मैम। मतलब मेरे बचपन से ऐसे मैं मतलब जैसे आजकल बच्चे अब इंटरनेट पे देखते हैं कोई गीता पढ़ रहा है कोई ऐसा, आई वाज नॉट लाइक दैट। लाइक बचपन से मैं बैठ के लिखना नहीं शुरू कर दी। आई आई फेल्ट लाइक डूइंग दैट एंड आई फॉलोड, आई वर्कड रियली हार्ड फॉर दिस।
yeah, I understand. So you can also inculcate the quality. So people, please, if you're into writing and if you really want to learn something or maybe start your journey, please listen to our podcast and start, because there's no genes that inspire you. Actually you can actually inculcate these habits also by a lot of practice and reading and So मेरे लिए भी even I write books. I have books, a lot of books, but then एजुकेशनल कंटेंट को लिखना एक अलग बात है, एक राइटिंग कंटेंट को लिखना मेरे लिए थोड़ा सा
हाँ,
इट्स डिफरेंट, though we can still do it, but yeah, I thought maybe it's almost gifted to somebody by God gift कि आपको writing आती है, आप लिख रहे हो, so all the stories and poetries and all the stuff. Yeah,
हाँ,
okay.
पोएट्री पोएट्री के लिए आई वुड से मैम उसके लिए तो चाहिए आपको वो वाला स्किल, बिकॉज I'm not onto that till now. I it's not like I've tried a lot. I haven't tried yet, but I don't think I'll be able to do that. But writing an article is quite easy for me.
So though I tried writing in rhythm कि वो poetry का होता है ना, generally first word end word last word match करना चाहिए, there's a rhythm that
हाँ,
flows
हाँ,
when
हाँ.
you write, so I prefer that,
Yes,
but again it's you require focus also, तो कई बार आप मन करता है कई बार नहीं मन
yes.
करता, so it's a very challenging job to be sustained in that same position. Yeah, very interesting. Okay. So, okay, so let's move to the next part of the podcast, where I will be talking about some more details about you. And those details are, so many writers often struggle with the self doubt. About you, I think you don't have any self doubt, but at some point in time, as a human, some up and downs are there. So, have you faced any kind of this syndrome that you realize, okay, you're doubting yourself, the journey, and then you could overcome that ultimately?
Mm. Yes, everyone feel that. If anyone is saying you that I never felt, it's a utter lie. I would say
It's
everyone
not true.
felt that.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I also face that, and I often go through that creative block. Even I I wrote something about it as well, like how we can overcome it and how we get such creative blocks. So yes, I feel that quite often, and I always remind, ma'am, I used to listen to this kind of statement or lines before from many influential people, like, don't forget, always remind yourself why you started. And I would say literally I did that and I got the result. If you'll be able to remember when and why you started the thing you are doing now, then it will really help you to overcome that moment. It happened, I felt that, and I experienced that also. And what one more thing I used to do, I used to surround myself with supportive people, like-minded people, and who are very positive, even if they don't know about my writing thing, even if they don't support about this career switch or balancing both and putting all this pressure all at a time. But if they're positive, uh, like their mindset is positive towards life, and they are not my well wisher but supportive people, I would say. I used to surround myself with them, and I used to uh, give more time I used to spend more time with them, so that in a way helps. But I don't know if it will work for everyone. There should be some strategy,
Yeah, that's
and we
it's
need to
not
find out
possible.
them
It works for
ourselves.
everybody. Sometimes कई बार हमें नहीं मिल पाती इस तरह की networking, so because of which it's not possible. Yeah, so you're actually lucky. So it goes in the flow that destiny is there, the fate is there. You are getting people like that.
Yes, yes, yes,
कई लोग
yes.
चाहते हैं पर मिल नहीं पाता. So yeah, again, everybody's story is different.
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ.
You're lucky enough.
और मैम घर पे ही आप देखिए, मतलब मैं जैसे शुरू से बोली, हम लोगों की जॉब प्रोफाइल इतने डिफरेंट है, बट अगर हस्बैंड सपोर्टिव मिल जाए तो क्या ही बात है, जैसे बोलते हैं रियली ये मतलब बहुत ही,
बहुत
मैं भी
important
अपने
बात
आप को
है.
लकी मानती हूँ.
Right, right, right.
यस.
A female can understand. Somebody who's married can actually relate and understand कितनी important बात है to have a very supportive husband.
Ah,
That's very important. So okay.
yes.
Fine. So it's a very interesting journey so far with you. And there's a limit to the podcast, but I still want to continue long and long with you because there are many stories we could share. And you can maybe, if possible, someday you can save a few lines about your poetry, and then we can enjoy that thing. So anyway,
Yes.
okay. So what was your experience so far as a mother that shaped your writing? Because from every phase of life, every journey, you learn something, right? So being a mother, then particularly, what did you learn as a? Did it actually help you build your character or the theme of the stories or the telling techniques that you use for storytelling? So how did that help you so far?
Ma'am, actually, I haven't become a mother yet. We are planning.
Okay, but I
I'm yet to
okay,
get
I
into
saw the I
motherhood.
saw a picture somewhere. Oh, maybe I'm sorry. Okay, that's about to somebody else. Like
Some other, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
somebody else.
okay, 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 okay.
But I'm very fond of children,
Because you
so
shared a
wherever
picture
I
with
say,
some kid, right? A few
yes,
days
yes,
back. I
yes,
thought maybe,
yes.
and it was shocked to me. I was like, initially I did not know, but maybe I thought, okay, she's a mother. I did not realize that. Okay, I'm so sorry about that.
Yes.
So this part I'll cut the question. I'll cut this question.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
I thought
and
of informing you, but I forgot.
no, it's okay. So let me just cut this part, and there's a meeting reminder. So only 10 minutes are left. And there are two questions. So let me just if you could continue, it's okay. If it closes in between, so then we'll join the same link again, right? We'll join the same link
Okay.
and complete it. So let me
Okay.
just remove it. Okay, so fine. So it's a very interesting journey. And the next question that I want to ask you that so many writers generally, in the corporate life, it's not very easy to write, to start writing and manage your job. So how were some of the surprising lessons you learned from both the worlds? And how do you think that actually complements each other? And then that is why one of the reasons that you still being a corporate person, you were an IT, right? You were working in some company. So in that phase motivated you, or did that experience help you out somewhere in writing?
Um, yes, ma'am. Like not completely, but partially. Like corporate life, as I said, it taught me structure, and in writing we need that. We need to be structured, and but also writing has to be fluid. Like it always teaches us fluidity. So if we can be structured, like creative and structured and fluid at the same time, it can become a powerful combination. But my corporate life didn't teach me. I'm not able to recollect any memory, like any particular incident that it helped me in my writing, rather than my
That's the reason you
personal
left corporate,
experiences.
right? That's the reason that you left corporate, I guess. There's no memory as such. Uh,
Yes, yes, this can be a reason.
so okay, you left your job
Yeah,
because
but
you were getting married. Hmm? You left your job because you were getting married, or is it just because you?
yes, I left Bangalore because of that. My parents told me, "You're staying that far away, and your life has become easy, and we are not able to find out someone for you. You have to come back home." So that's how I left my corporate job there. And but again, after again, that's why I joined this academic, that event management field, which I'm working now. Because from corporate, it is this also demands creativity and all, because this field is also like that, and it is related to educational background. So I felt like joining this again.
You connected more.
So I'm continuing. Yeah.
Okay, so presently, where are you? You're an MP, right? Are you an MP?
No, in Gujarat, ma'am.
In
Gujarat.
Gujarat. Okay.
In
Oh, that's a
Gujarat.
very good place. You have a lot of opportunities there. A lot of networking. Gujarat
Yes,
काफी progress कर रहा है, कर चुका है, in fact. I've been
yes,
to
yes,
Gujarat
yes.
once, so it's a very nice place. Everything is very
Yeah,
calm, nice, beautiful around. So
quite developing.
very developing.
Yeah.
Almost kind of developed मान लो India के अंदर. So yeah, thanks to the
Ah,
president, to the prime minister, of course. But yeah, okay. So
yes, of course. You will from here.
yes. So apart from this, because everybody has a relationship in life. So family, you've already told us that family supported you in writing, right? So do they inspire your stories, and do they, that also gives you a creative stunt that you can be more creative in that space and focus on your writing? कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि आपको हस्बैंड को टाइम देना है कि राइटिंग को टाइम देना है, दोनों क्लैश कर रहे हो, उसमें से आपको एक किसी एक चीज़ को चूज करना पड़ा, एंड देन सो एनी काइंड ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस कि आपको फैमिली सेम टाइम पे फैमिली में जाना है, सेम टाइम पे आपको राइटिंग करनी है, आप देन यू हैव टू चूज बिटवीन टू ऑफ द
आ,
important things.
आते रहते हैं मैम, आते रहते हैं. This kind of situation I often
How do you
face
manage
because
family supports in that?
they they support, they encourage, and once they get the result, like once my book got published or article get published, then they felt really happy. Their happiness meant a lot for me, and seeing them happy make me more happy. सो दिस हैपेंड, बट ये मेरे साथ बहुत बार हुआ है कि मुझे जैसे आज डेडलाइन है, कुछ सबमिट करना है और आज कुछ फैमिली फंक्शन है, कुछ है, वो मैनेज करना, वो ये मेरे साथ बहुत बार हुआ है, ये हुआ है. पर मैं वही बोल रही हूँ कि मैं मतलब आई मे साउंड बोरिंग बिकॉज आई एम रिपीटिंग इट अगेन एंड अगेन, बट माय हस्बैंड इज लाइक दैट ही इज क्वाइट सपोर्टिव इन ऑल दिस, बिकॉज उनको ये लगता है कि बाहर जाके बैठ के जैसे बातें करते हैं, लाइक वुमेन यूज टू डू अर्लियर, जो जो भी टाइम मिलता है बात करते ये करते, वो सब नहीं करके तू अगर अपना टाइम कंस्ट्रक्टिव वे में इन्वेस्ट कर रही है, मतलब वो बहुत ही अच्छी बात है, ऐसा उनको लगता है. तो इसीलिए वो हमेशा सपोर्ट करते हैं. ऑलवेज एक्सटेंडेड सपोर्ट, ही ऑलवेज स्टूड बाय मी इवन इफ दे हिज फैमिली इज अपोजिंग एट सम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. ही इज ऑलवेज इन सपोर्ट.
I'm sure he'll be very happy to listen to the podcast and to listen to about his tarif on the podcast. So maybe sometimes what
Maybe
happens
I'll
is,
be asking some treat.
नहीं, कई बार होता है हम लोग जिनको अप्रिशिएट करते हैं उनको एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पाते हैं पर्सनल लाइफ में. सो मे बी थ्रू दीज प्रोसेसेस वी कैन अप्रिशिएट, एंड मे बी they can get to know,
Yes.
because sometimes people are very introvert, they can't share their feelings very often, so we can't appreciate people in our
And
lives.
my husband is like that now. My husband is like that. You have to invite him because I want him to express. I have been expressive from day one.
Of course,
So
we'll, we'll,
he
we'll
has to
plan that
and
also. We'll plan both of you together in the podcast, and then we can discuss how life has been so far. Yeah.
I'll be asking some trick to him because मैं बहुत तारीफ कर दी आज तो.
Of course, वो बनता है, treat तो बनता है. So maybe the coming week will be a good week for you, apart from Navratri. Okay, so the last question for the podcast so far with you is that, how do you look forward to this journey of your creativity, and then do you have some projects still in your basket, and then how do you pursue them? So, and how will you balance your present job as a permanent job, and then your career with this writing career with this?
Ma'am, I'm working on two books. Like I'll be seeing myself expanding into more books right now because I have done this blogging and all a lot. So currently I'm working on two books and I'll try them and will be a published book author. Hopefully this like within a few months I'll be doing that. So and I look forward to more creative collaboration. I want to establish myself in an international platform as well, and even mentoring aspiring writers. If anyone is interested, I'll be doing much more into that. And the journey has just started, and I have many things in mind and many plans. I'll just go with the flow, see how time will
Well,
unfold
ma'am.
and how I'll be with this. Yes.
So what kind of book is that? आपकी राइटिंग की पोएम्स या पोएट्री?
Ma'am, yes. No. Book only, non-fiction only. I'm writing. One is about climate change, more or so, and the other is about mental peace, like mental health only. It is related to mental health and spirituality. How spirituality help us enhancing our mental health,
But
something
I
like that.
but
So
you don't have a
I'm
background, so
working.
how do you get motivated to write on these areas? Again, ये hereditary में मतलब genes में है कि ये कहाँ से आ रहा है? We just want to know more about it.
मैम कोई सेट प्लान नहीं होता है मुझे। कभी कभी अगर हम और एक बार बात करेंगे, मैं आपको बताऊंगी, अजीब से कुछ होते हैं और आई एनकाउंटर विद समथिंग, आई फील सो पैशनेट अबाउट, नो नो, आई हैव टू राइट अबाउट दिस थिंग ओनली, लाइक दैट इट हैपेंड मेनी टाइम्स इन माय लाइफ। सो ऐसे कोई पर्टिकुलर, जैसे मैं अचानक से, मतलब क्या हुआ, आई विजिटेड माय हस्बैंड वाइस प्रेसिडेंट इज स्टेइंग नियर बाय। मैं उनके घर एक बार विजिट की थी एंड दे एल्डरली कपल लाइक ऑन द 70s. So I visited and they have developed urban gardening like anything. It was very beautiful. Then I felt like, okay, I should write something about urban gardening.
Okay, so from
And
your
I wrote
surroundings,
an
right? So for whatever you observe around,
yes,
maybe from you get an idea
yes,
from that.
yes, yes. Yeah. I wrote about that, and luckily I come across a Go Green conclave. They need something on environment or something, some conclave, and I suddenly came across this Go Green conclave, national conclave, and they approached me and they wanted me to write something on environment. So I thought like, okay, recently I wrote this, I can publish it there. So this kind of things often happen with me. I stumbled upon something and it resonated with me a lot, and again I started writing on that. This happened a lot with me.
Very lucky. And okay, so as we have had all the answers to the question that we had for you, so any message that you would like to give to the audience that is there with us in the podcast, and then how can you inspire them? So at least everybody in life can take this kind of stance. So all the females in the house can also learn from your journey, and then they can also start, to pursue their passions. So any message for the audience?
Yes, ma'am. I would love for the audience to know me as someone who embraced change fearlessly and who don't get afraid to reinvent. So मैं यही बोलना चाहूंगी कि believe in your dreams and take small steps at a time. You cannot always we don't get that leap of faith, a high jump to like to change the career suddenly. We can't get all the time that leap of faith. So believe in your dream and take small steps every day, and don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. You never know where your passion will take you and might lead you in life. You will not get to know that, and always embrace that uncertainty, I'll say, because
That's a
yes,
very
yes, it will surprise. Life has its own way of surprising you. So you'll be at some place, and sometimes if you are willing to take that risk, then it will lead you to somewhere very magical.
It's a very sweet and warm
That's
and uh, nicely experienced message that somebody should follow. And I guess वो reinvention and creativity आपके engineering side से आपको आती है. So आप you can reinvent
yes.
something because only engineers can reinvent something. It's not very easy. It's not everybody's cup of tea. So yeah, of course, I really enjoyed the podcast with you, Arshita. Thank you so much for finding out time and for sharing your personal life experiences, your corporate life, and then the journey that you have lived so far. I wish you all the best for your books and in the future. I hope you write many books. You become very famous author, and then you come up back on the channel. So it was good to host you, and I'm really happy. Thank you so much for finding your time, and
Thank you so much, ma'am.
all the best. Have a good day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Arshita. तो ये थी हमारे साथ अश्रिता एंड शी हैज शेयर्ड हर अमेजिंग जर्नी विद अस as an author, as a corporate engineer, and then how the transformation has taken place so far in her life, then also trying to balance life between family and then her career and choices. So I would just request the audience to look at the podcast, just get inspired by somebody's life and maybe how we could have this kind of transformation and we could try to chase our dreams and passion. So हम रोज़ की भाग दौड़ में ये भूल जाते हैं कि हमारी कुछ पैशंस भी हैं, कुछ इंटरेस्ट भी है लाइफ की तरफ. मे बी वी वर नॉट एबल टू बी दैट पर्सन एज ऑफ नाउ. एक डिफरेंट करियर पाथ आपने चूज़ किया है, बट if you still pursue your career, you can actually pursue your career. So somebody has a passion in dancing, uh, or somebody has a passion in podcasting like me, and somebody has a passion in doing something else like bringing somebody's stories on their channel, bringing the limelights of others' life to their channel to let the same reach to different audience. And somebody has a passion like me, somebody has a passion like writing and other skills. So apart from career, you can still pursue your passions. and have the zeal. Just try and make efforts from now so you benefit. There's no definite time, as she has informed us. She has told us there's no specific time to start with your career, with your passion, both blending together. So just start, give a try. Maybe you're next on the podcast because of that. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the episode today, and we'll be having more such inspiring stories on the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you like it. Please like, share, subscribe with your friends, and whosoever wants to be a part of this the podcast to talk to us, bring their stories to life. Please let us know. Comment below in the on YouTube or also on Instagram. We have the same handle. I'll provide the details in my bio. It was nice to have you all in the podcast, and thank you for joining us. It was nice to have all of you as an audience, and we'll bring more such interesting stories for you in the upcoming podcast and the episodes. Thank you so much. Have a good day.